explaining about the questions in Hindi as well. Okay. So before the tender is finalized, before the contract is entered into, before the work is commenced, what is the uh, background activities? How does it start actually? So as you all know, the expenditure on Indian Railways, because I have not kept all those slides here, the expenditure on Indian Railways is broadly classified in two categories. One is the capital expenditure, the other one is the revenue expenditure. The capital expenditure is creation of assets, construction of new lines, construction of new assets, creation of assets, acquisition of assets, improvement to existing assets, and replacement of the overaged assets also comes under the capital segment of the expenditure. So not only new constructions, but the replacements, renewals, and also the improvements. This category of works will be budgeted under capital segment of our Indian Railways budget under demand number 85. I think single demands and then various other demands have already been taken care. If it is not done, then certainly the next class we will cover those items. So ours is the demand number 85, single demand. We are part of the central government budget, general budget. Earlier we used to have our 16 demands for grants, under which first to 15 demand was the revenue expenditure. Revenue expenditure is nothing but the maintenance, ordinary working expenses, the establishment expenses, the operations, the maintenance. All this will be forming part of the revenue segment, and the creation of new assets, construction of new assets, improvements to existing assets, and the replacement of the assets will be capital segment. So we will basically we will discuss more about the capital expenditure. We also discuss about the revenue expenditure if the time permits, and if you have any specific questions on that. So here we know that the capital expenditure is a creation of assets. So we have to plan for the projects. We have to plan for the works. We have to plan for the capital assets. How do you plan for that? So we have the various means, like we have a software called IRPSM, through which we send our PWP proposals. First is the works program. Works program is nothing but the process of investment decision. It's a process of getting the administrative approval to the works, the process of getting the administrative approval to the projects, the process of decision making regarding investment under various assets. So works program, earlier whenever the executives proposed the work, the finance used to vet the proposals. But these days, the works program, initially it goes to the railway board, which is considered as a preliminary works program, under which the various executive departments, various planet coordinators. Before I go to that, I think everybody should also know about the planets, various planets. Probably class might have been taken or not, but the capital expenditure is divided into various planets.
Planets and allocation demands.
So you must also remember those planets, remember those sub-major heads, remember those major heads, remember the PUs for the purpose of examination. Not only this part, but there you'll get around 10 to 15 questions in the classification itself, the sources of funding, the planets, the sub-major heads, the demands, the major heads, and the primary units. There you will certainly get some 10 questions out of 110 questions or 150 questions. Certainly there will be bulk of questions from the classification of expenditure, because that is very essential. Okay. So I presume that all of you know about the various planets. So under various planets, every planet has one planet coordinator, and he will propose his works through preliminary works program. So similarly, every department will process their proposals under their respective planets to the DRMs, respective DRMs, and then it goes to the headquarters. Headquarters, the CPND will be there. He's the planet coordinator. He's the works program coordinator, and then From there, it will go through general manager formally. It goes to the railway board. The railway board, we have the budget directors, the works directors there who deals with the works program, and then they will initially examine the proposals, discuss with the finance director, works in terms of the umbrella. Earlier, whatever works we propose costing more than 2.5 crores, those used to be approved as itemized works. But these days, the 2.5 crores limit has been enhanced. It is 50 crores now. So all the works costing up to 2.5 crores and beyond 2.5 crores, all these works will be processed irrespective of the cost in the PWP to the railway board, and the railway board will examine what kind of proposals received in each plan head. They will examine and they will decide one umbrella under each plan head. We will talk later about the major planets like new lines, double line, gauge conversion, multi-tracking, workshops. These projects we'll discuss later. First, we will discuss the smaller works, the works which are processed through the works program, because these are done by the divisions. Basically, the open line organization, it is called open line organization, and the projects for the new line, double line, gauge conversion, workshops, multi-tracking, this is done by the construction organization. So the construction organization part we'll discuss later. The first, the PWP goes to the board will examine and see what kind of works they are proposing under each plan head and what is the total cost they are asking each railway. So they will discuss with the finance director and also planning commission and then decide the umbrella work. Instead of giving the individual work approval, they will decide one umbrella. Suppose one railway, Northern Railway might have asked some 500 crores worth works in Planet 1600. Planet 1600 is the traffic facility works. So assuming that they have asked some 500 crores worth proposals have been sent to the board from the Northern Railway for the Planet 1600. So the board, what they will decide, they can't give you 500 crores in one planet for one railway. So what they will decide, okay, we will give you 200 crores an umbrella. 200 crores an umbrella is given and it is included in the consolidated budget statement. Earlier, the ping, we used to call it ping book, works costing more than 2.5 crores and works costing more than 50 crores. We used to consider as the ping book item. But these days, it is not ping book, it is the CBS. This question also may come in the examination. It is called the CBS, Consolidated Budget Statement. Okay, so it is included, the umbrella work is included in the consolidated budget statement for the works costing more than 50 crores. And simultaneously, the board also will give some lump sum grant in every plan head. So two types of grants are given. One is umbrella grant for major bulk grant, and then a smaller portion also is given as a lump sum grant. So under this umbrella, the general manager is empowered to approve works up to different levels, up to 10 crores, 20 crores, 50 crores also. So under the umbrella, the sub-umbrella works are approved. As part of the umbrella, sub-umbrella works are approved to the extent of the grant given by the board in the main umbrella. Main umbrella is 200 crores. So sub-umbrella works will be maybe 20, 30, 40, 50, but the total cost should not exceed the umbrella of 200 crores. Okay, so this is the umbrella. One category is umbrella. All the works which are sent through PWP, they have been shortlisted as an umbrella. Then from the umbrella, the grant, the umbrella is included in the budget. It is approved. Budget is approved by the Parliament, and the budget orders are issued to the railways, and then based on the budget orders, based on the umbrella, the general manager will approve the sub-umbrella works. So depending on the value of the works, the sub-umbrella works will be approved up to within the general manager's powers. He will approve, and beyond the general manager's powers, it goes to the railway board. So whatever works, sub-umbrella works are approved, that will be included in the list of approved works. Okay. So then there is one more grant called the lump sum grant. There is a small amount, 200 crores umbrella is given, and another 50 crores as a lump sum grant is given to one particular railway. So within that 50 crores, small works are approved as lump sum works. Okay. So this is nothing but the process of getting the administrative approval to the works. It is only administrative approval. So abstract estimate is nothing but abstract estimates. So abstract estimates for works projects for the purpose of getting the administrative approval. And how it is a process? It's based on the rough sketches, unit cost, market rate. It's a rough estimate is made. Abstract estimate is rough estimate is made. So once the sub umbrella and the lump sum works are approved, included in the list of approved works with the vetting of finance, then comes the second stage called that is the detailed estimate. So detailed estimate is based on the plans and drawings. There we had the administrative approval of the works based on the rough sketches, based on the unit cost, approximate cost. It is not the detailed cost. But once the sub umbrella is sanctioned, once the work is approved, it is not sanctioned basically. It is administrative approval is given. Then we go for the technical sanction, technical sanction to the detailed estimate based on the plans and drawings. Because once after the administrative approval, after the abstract estimate, we cannot go for the tenders. So we need to go for the technical sanction. Detailed plans or drawings are prepared, approved. Based on that, quantities are arrived, and the rates based on the USSOR, non-schedule of rates or daily schedule of rates. Basically, all these estimates should be prepared based on the unified standard schedule of rates. Suppose certain item is not available in USSOR, then we can also select rates from the DSR, daily schedule of rates. Or if it is not there, we can even go for the non-scheduled rates. Otherwise, we can also go for the rate analysis. So these are the basic formulas where we made the estimate. Cost is taken care of. So technical sanction is done. So this is on the open line side. Once the technical sanction is done, then the tenders are invited. The executives are authorized to go for tenders. So this is as far as the small works is concerned. Small works, PWP, FWP, umbrella, then sub umbrella, then lump sum within lump sum and lump sum works. So administrative approval is done. It is included in the list of approved works. It is included in the lump sum works program, and then we go for the detail estimate. This is on the open line side. On the construction side, what happens? Suppose if you want to take up a new line, one second. Asking. Okay. So you want to take up a new line, say 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers, depending on the demand by the public or depending on the necessity of the area. First of all, the work is included in the demand number 2 for taking up the survey. So once the survey is done, survey is nothing but feasibility study. So these days, the surveys, different surveys are there, reconnaissance survey, preliminary survey, traffic survey. So all those surveys now have been clubbed, and only one FLS is done. FLS is final location survey. Final location survey, and it is also called the feasibility study for taking up the project. So based on the amount included in the demand number 2, a survey is done, feasibility study is done, or FLS is done. Survey, feasibility study, FLS is one and the same now. So FLS is done. There, what is the report, the final location survey report or the feasibility study report? It gives you what is the estimated cost and what is the revenue that you are going to generate once the construction is done. All those details, how many stations are required, how many tunnels are required, bridges are required, what is the length of the track, how many yards, all those things will be proposed in the survey report. So once the feasibility study or the survey report is submitted to the board, there is a project evaluation committee. They will examine the proposal of a new line or multi-tracking or the gauge conversion, whatever. So they will examine and they will consult in consultation with the planning commission also. Niti Aayog also they'll go. So based on the rate of return you projected, based on the EIRR you projected, FIRR and ERR. It is called the rate of return. They are not calling these days. It is called the financial internal rate of return and the economic internal rate of return. These two rate of returns are worked out and sent as part of the feasibility study to railway board. So railway board will examine, and in consultation with the planning commission, they will take up. They'll decide whether to invest in these particular projects or not. Once a decision is taken to invest in these particular projects, then it is formally approved and it is included in the pink. It is included in the CS, consolidated budget statement, as an item. There it is certainly costing more than 50 crores. So all the works costing more than 50 crores will be included in the budget. So these new lines, double line, whatever major projects also gets included in the budget. They are included as an itemized work. The small works are included as an umbrella. So this is the difference. Okay. So once whether it is the construction project or whether it is an open line project, so the detailed estimate has to be prepared. For construction side, it is called the construction estimate. On the open line side, it is called the detailed estimate. So once the detailed estimate or the construction estimate is sanctioned, technically sanctioned, it has to be before the sanction, it has to be vetted by the finance also. So once the finance vets the detailed estimate or the construction estimate, they will give a checklist, check note that the incidents and classification has been verified, and this requires a sanction of so and so. So they will indicate that. So once the vetting is done, once the authority, here the administrative approval is given by higher authority. Administrative approval for works is given by higher authority, that is GM, board, DR. Whereas the detailed estimates are sanctioned at lower authorities. It can be sanctioned even by the DRM. It can be sanctioned by the CE construction. It can be sanctioned by the J grade also, depending on the value of the work as per the MSOP. So once it is sanctioned, then you are ready for the tenders. The executives, first they'll process the abstract estimate, then they'll process the technical sanction, detailed estimates. So once the technical sanction is done, then execution part they can take up. They can call for tenders. But before calling tenders, they will have to ensure the availability of funds also. Because you need to have adequate availability of funds. Like what happens is an estimate of 5 crores is sanctioned, but you have only 5 lakhs with you. And you cannot go for tenders with the 5 lakhs in anticipation of a budget grant in the REB, like that. So the executive has to ensure the adequacy of the availability of grants. Adequacy means at least, suppose that year you are going to incur some 50 crores, at least 30 crores should be there with you. At least 30% or 20% of the grant should be available with you. Then only you can go for tenders. Okay. The next stage, okay, I have got the detailed estimate sanction. I have got the funds available with me. Then I will decide what kind of tender I should go for. The selection of mode of fixing the agency. What kind of tender, what kind of bid I should call for. So there are 4 types of tenders we have. Bids, we call bid. What is tender? Tender is nothing but an invitation of offers. Invitation of tender is nothing but invitation of offers from the intending bidders or the tenderers to take up the work. Okay. So there are 4 types of tenders. We have the open bid system, or the open tenders it is called. Then we have the limited tenders, special limited tenders, and the single tenders. This is on the work side. Whatever we are talking about is on the work side. Generally, because we are the government department, so we generally go for open tenders. Normally, we go for open tenders. And beyond 50 lakhs, one of the questions they have asked, beyond 50 lakhs, there will be eligibility criteria. Up to 50 lakhs, anybody can participate. Beyond 50 lakhs, eligibility. So we have to specify the eligibility criteria. So it is already there in the GCC, but if you want to change, you can change also with the finance concurrence and the approval of competent authority as per the MSOP. So open tenders are normally invited. Otherwise, suppose if you want if you have a approved list with you, approved list of agencies, approved list of contractors, if you have with you, it is a big process actually. So you have to call for application, examine their credentials, then make it's a SAG committee who deals with this formulation of the approved list. Once an approved list available with you, then you can go for limited tenders. Approved list under different categories. Approved list for building works, approved list for track works, approved list for formation, earthwork, electrical work. So if you have an approved list, which is having minimum 10 agencies in the list under each category, under each financial category, then you can go for a limited tender. Otherwise, you can't go for limited tender. We don't have an approved list, you cannot go for it. Then, if your work is very specialized nature of work, if you want to go for open tenders, there may be some problem, some new agency, or the agency is not having adequate expertise, they can spoil the work. I don't have the approved list. So then I'll go for a special limited tender. Special limited tender is invitation of tenders from the selected pre-qualified tenders, bidders. Like if you want to construct a major bridge across Ganga river or Godavari, so everybody cannot execute that work. That requires a very high quality expertise. So we have very limited agencies in India. So we will call it and we will list out them first. We will make some 4 to 6 people or more than that. Preferably minimum 4 agencies have to be there, or preferably 6 have to be there. Then it can be more also. But minimum 4, preferably 6 is the criteria given by the railway board. Then you have to select those agencies, send it to the accounts for vetting, concurrence. Once the concurrence is given, it is sanctioned approved by the competent authority, that is PHOD and GM. Then you can go for special limited tenders only for these people. The fourth category is single tenders. Single tenders is you need not go for open tenders limit. Suppose you have an urgency, restoration needs to be taken up immediately. So then you will select whatever available agencies in the division. So you call one of the best experienced agency to take up that work immediately. So there is no question of any the notice period, or here the open tenders minimum 30 days, 21 days, 14 days, limited tenders 14 days. The special limited tenders 14 days notice has to be given, but single tenders there is no notice. Immediately the work will be commenced, and after the work is done, then the committee will examine the rates and then they'll settle the rates. So you have selected the mode of tendering, then you have to prepare a tender schedule. I've done, okay, I'll go for open tenders. Then you prepare a NIT, notice in inviting tenders. So for that, you prepare a tender schedule based on the sanction detail estimates or the sanction construction estimates already you have. So based on that detail estimates and the construction estimates, you pick up the schedule as it is, because there should not be any deviation here. Suppose you have made a detail estimate for 5 crores and you cannot call a tender for 7-8 crores. The same schedule which has been vetted, which has been sanctioned, will be the basis for preparation of the tender schedule. Please remember. You have got something sanctioned in the detail estimate and something else you are inviting. That is not possible. That is not allowed. Okay? So detail estimate is sacrosanct for inviting the tenders. Otherwise, then it requires the vetting of finance. Suppose if you are inviting a work which is not included in the detail estimate, then if the detail estimate is not ready, then you need to take the vetting of the draft tender schedule has to be vetted by the finance before you invite a tender. There may be a question, at what time tender schedule vetting is required before the invitation of tender. It is required when you invite a tender with a detail estimate. Okay? And you invite a tender without a specific provision in the estimate, detail estimate, then you require the vetting. Okay? Then, so tender schedule is ready. Then general conditions of the contract, the standard document, standard document, bid document contains the GCC also. It contains the general conditions of the contract, it contains the special conditions of the contract, it contains the specifications, it contains what are the obligations of the railway. It contains what are the obligations of the tenderer, the bidder, after the work is awarded, responsibilities, all those things will be included in the tender schedule itself. So the tender schedule consists the schedule of work to be done, the general conditions of the contract. It is a booklet. The same thing is as it is taken. It is adopted in the work contract. Suppose if you don't want a particular condition in the GCC to be applied for this work, then you draft a special conditions. You're saying that for this particular tender, the GCC condition number so and so is not applicable. That means the condition available in GCC is does not apply to this work. So that means the special conditions of the contracts supersedes the GCC. Suppose if any GCC should not be applicable, should not be made applicable to this contract, that means we have to write a special conditions of the contract. Special conditions of the contract, generally there are some standard special conditions also, but any specific things, then again you have to go to the, suppose if it is having any financial implication, then you need to go to the finance for concurrence, then the approval of the PHOD, then it has to be included. The specifications have to be indicated, how the work should be executed, what type of the materials to be used, drawing, all those things also will be. So the tender schedule is nothing but ultimately when the tender is awarded, that becomes the contract, that becomes a part of the contract. Okay. Then you have to fix the EMD. EMD is nothing but bid security. These days, earnest money deposit is called bid security. Earnest money deposit is called bid security. And PG is performance guarantee, and SD is security deposit. So they should be, you should all be clear about this distinction between what is EMD, what purpose does it serve, what is the performance guarantee, what purpose does it serve, and what is the security deposit, what purpose does it serve, when can be these deposits will be released, etc., etc. You must understand. So let us start with the EMD here. EMD or bid security. Suppose if you are inviting a tender, open tender, or limited tender, or special limited tender, then you can fix a EMD, earnest money deposit, at the rate of 2% of the tender value. The EMD rate also has been changed recently. It is 2% up to 1 crore, beyond 0.5% it was there, but now applicable EMD is 2% irrespective of the cost of the tender, irrespective of the cost of the work. Okay. So that point also everybody should know that EMD is 2%. So EMD, earnest money deposit, is collected from the intending tenderers, the bidders, to safeguard the interests of the railways in case the bidder withdraws his offer before the contract is finalized, or after the finalization, before finalization, and he fails to submit the performance guarantee. So this EMD part will take care of the financial interests of the railways in case if the offer is withdrawn before the finalization and the LOA is not accepted after the tender is finalized. Okay. For example, we have got some four agencies during the tendering process. In that, everybody have submitted the EMD. One tenderer has, before the finalization of the tender, when he has withdrawn the offer. Then once he withdraws the offer, the vigilance guidelines are that we can't even finalize the tender. So what we'll do is we'll forfeit his EMD and then go for fresh tenders generally. So this is one case. And later on, the out of the 4 tenderers, we have awarded a work letter of acceptance is given to one fellow. Then he has to submit the performance guarantee within 7 days, 21 days, 60 days. We'll discuss that later. If he doesn't submit the performance guarantee in the form of bank guarantee or any other applicable form up to 60 days, then his EMD will be forfeited and the LOA will be cancelled and he will be blacklisted also. And then we'll go for tender. So This EMD serves the financial interest of the railways till the contract is signed, till the performance guarantee is given and the contract is signed. Okay. So once the performance guarantee is given, performance guarantee takes care of the interest of the railways during the performance of the agency during the currency. The currency of the contract, say 6 months. So he has to perform satisfactorily. He has to perform as per the GCC. He has to perform as per the special conditions of the contract. Otherwise, then I have a weapon. I can encash the performance guarantee. I can forfeit that 5% performance guarantee submitted by the tenderer and cancel my contract. So this performance guarantee takes care of the financial interest of the railways till the work is satisfactorily performed. Okay. So bid security till the tender is finalized, till the contract is signed. Performance guarantee till the contract is performed satisfactorily. Then what is SD? SD also is 5% again. Performance guarantee 5%. Bid security is 2%. Performance guarantee 5%. And security deposit also 5%. So what purpose does it serve? This security deposit will not be collected in advance. The security deposit is recovered from the on-account bills of the tenderers. On-account bills, bill 1, CC bill 1, CC bill 2, like that. So each bill, they will recover at the rate of 6% of the contract value. So this recovered 5% contract value will be kept with the railways till the maintenance period is over. PG is released immediately after the work is completed. But the security deposit kept with the railways for completion till the completion of the 6 months period or 5 months period or 1 year period, maintenance period. So if the maintenance, during the maintenance, if no damage is caused, then we can release that SD without any deduction. Suppose if there is default or the faulty work, then we can recover to the extent of that damage and then release the SD. So these are the purposes of these three: bid security, performance guarantee, and the SD. Bid security 2%, performance guarantee 5%, SD is 5%. Bid security is released once the performance guarantee is submitted. Bid security can also be converted into SD. That is a different story. But bid security will be released once the performance guarantee is given, agreement is signed, and the performance guarantee is released once the contract is completed satisfactorily, and the SD is released after the successful completion of the maintenance period. Okay. So this is the purpose, and those are the percentages. Now what happens? Now we have to, after fixing all these things, we have to prepare a notice inviting tender, NIT, notice inviting tender. So that will be a brief about the work, about the EMD, about the performance guarantee, and about the sanctioning authority who has sanctioned the detailed estimate and all those things. And importantly, that NIT includes the date of opening of the tender. The tender notice period will be included in the NIT. Up to 50 lakhs tenders, up to 1 crore tenders, the executives can go up to 21 days notice. 1 to 2 crores tenders, they can reduce the notice period with the concurrence of finance. And beyond 2 crores, it is 30 days. All large works should have minimum 30 days notice. There were some doubts about this 30 days and 21 days, but I think now Nagesh has shown me the slide, so that is correct. 30 days is correct. It is available in our MSOP. What is this notice period? So there are three kinds of periods. One is the notice period. One is the tender validity period. The third one is the currency of the contract. So here notice period we'll see. Once the tender is published, within 21 days or within 1 month, the bids have to be submitted. So on the date of 21 days or the 30 days, as the case may be, the tenders are opened. Then the tender is nothing but offer. The offers are opened, and your offer should be valid for 60 days from the date of opening for the single packet system, and for the two packet system, it is up to 90 days. So your offer should be valid and enforceable up to 60 days and 90 days. So first is the tender notice period, then the tender validity period. So your offer validity has to be it is specified in the GCC that it is 60 days in case of single tender and 90 days in case of two packet system. So within these 60 days and 90 days, the tender has to be finalized. Suppose if the tender is not finalized within 60 days, so I'm being an agency, I can withdraw the offer. I can say, sir, I can't extend my offer. My validity was only 60 days. My validity was only 90 days. So beyond that, I cannot offer my rate. So it will be more. So if I have the right to withdraw. So that is why the tender committee should finalize the tender within that validity period. Okay. So then publicity newspapers has to be given. It has to be published in the newspapers, and the NIT has to be uploaded on the IREPS. So the date of uploading on the IREPS is the criteria. The date of uploading on IREPS is the criteria for reckoning this notice period. उसके बाद 21 दिन और 30 दिन it has to be reckoned only from the date of uploading on the IREPS. Earlier it used to be from the date of publishing in the newspapers. NIT being published in the newspapers. From that date onward, the notice period used to be counted. But of late, a couple of years back, it has been changed. It is from the date of uploading on the IREPS. Okay. Then what are the other activities here? The other activities are the tender opening. So after the completion of that notice period of 21 days or 30 days or 14 days, the tender has to be opened. So what do you mean? Then what do you mean by single packet and two packet? That also we'll discuss, or we'll discuss later. Okay. First, let us understand this basic concept. Then we'll go for the single and two packet system also. So that after the due date of notice period, the tenders will be opened in the IREPS. Earlier, witnessing was there by section officers, but because it is on the system, so the witnessing of the tender opening is dispensed with. Now it is the tenders are opened by the executives automatically. It is closed. The day NIT will indicate that the tender is open till 3 o'clock of so and so date. So by the stroke of that 3, the tenders will be that the tenders will be closed. Then after that closing, then we can open anytime within half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours. Also we can open it. Generally, it is open immediately within half an hour or 1 hour. Then who will open? The executive will open the bids, and a briefing note is automatically generated. What is the briefing note here? A briefing note is nothing but the details of the tender. What is the name of work? What is the sanction number? How much grant is there? And what is the sanction reference? And how many bids have how many bidders have participated? What is the bid amount? What is the EMD they have submitted? In which form they have submitted? So all these things will be tabulated, and how many offers have come? What is the offer in case of single packet? With two packet, the packet 2 will be kept aside. That will not be opened. Only the packet 1 will be opened. So the credentials of the bidders also will be tabulated there. And then suppose if it is up to 50 lakhs tenders, so based on the briefing note, it is earlier we used to vet the briefing note, but these days the briefing note is not necessary to be vetted. So briefing note is generated, it is put up to the tender committee for evaluation. So here the tender committee is not required up to 50 lakhs. Suppose if the value of the work is 50 lakhs, then tender committee is not required. So it can be accepted by the accepting authority, not less than a executive officer, if the rates are reasonable. If the accepting authority is not bypassing somebody, the lowest tender he has got, and it is reasonable and it is less than 50 lakhs, then the direct acceptance is possible. So the accepting authority directly, it is not seen by the tender committee. The accepting authority has to record his comments there. He record his views and recommendations. It's a self-contained note he has to prepare and discuss about the rates and the reasonableness of the rates. And then he should also mention that in view of the above facts, I'm directly accepting this. So he can accept directly. He can accept directly and the LOA can be issued. This is applicable for 50 lakhs tenders. So direct acceptance, there may be a question. Direct acceptance is possible when if the value of the work is less than 50 lakhs, if the tenders are invited in the IREPS and the lowest value is less than 50 lakhs and the no tenderer is being bypassed. No tenderer is being bypassed for any reason. So then if any tender is bypassed, then it has to be put up to the tender committee. So the tender committee will be the junior scale up to 1 crore, senior scale up to 4 crores, and beyond 4 crores up to 50 crores, it is J grade. In construction, it is up to even 100 crores, and beyond 100 crores, it is SAG, and beyond 300 crores, it is the HAG. So there are the authorizations, there are delegation of powers to sit in the tenders as per the MSOP. But broad idea you must remember is that up to 1 crore, it is up to 50 lakhs, no tender committee. Up to 1 crore, it is junior scale. That is, junior scale means assistant scale. So up to 4 crores, it is senior scale. Then up to 50 crores, it is J grade. In construction, it is up to 100 crores. And beyond 100 crores, up to 300 crores, it is SA grade. And beyond 300 crores, it is the HAG, PHOD. So the acceptance has to be one level above always. Suppose your junior scale committee is there, the acceptance has to be senior scale. If the senior scale committee, then acceptance has to be J grade. If the J grade committee, the acceptance has to be SAG. If the SAG committee, the acceptance has to be PHOD. If the PHOD committee, the acceptance has to be the general manager. And let me tell you, no tender is sent to railway board for acceptance. General managers have been given full powers to accept the tender, any tender, works tenders. Works are limited or any amount. You can accept the tenders. Similarly, the detailed estimates can be sanctioned by the general manager irrespective of the cost. Only restriction for him is he cannot sanction more than 20% due to other than escalation, due to scope, due to change in the scope, due to material modification. Okay. Otherwise, GM has full powers to sanction any detailed estimate, and he can accept tenders irrespective of the value. Okay. So evaluation by tender committee. Here the 2-member, 3-member also is there. So 2-member committee will be applicable to up to 5 crores. Up to 5 crores, 2-member committee. If the value is 3 crores, it is 2-member. If the value is 6 crores, it is 3-member committee. So in 2-member committee, who will be there? One will be the convener, the executive who invites the tender, and the other one is the finance member of the same grade. 2 members. So junior scale 2 members up to 1 crore, senior scale 2 members up to 4 crores, and J grade, when it comes to J grade, 4 to 5 crores, 3 members, and beyond 5 crores also 3 members. 3-member committee. So in 3-member committee, who will be the members? One is the executive, who is the convener. Second is the finance member, and third is the sister department. A committee member from the sister department. For civil engineering, sister department may be electrical S&T. For S&T, sister department may be civil. Like that. It is stipulated in our SOP. So here it is a 2-member and 3-member committee, and they will evaluate the offers. They will shortlist the tenderers. They will see whether the L1 tenderer fulfills the criteria or not. Then they will make a recommendation to the accepting authority. So once the tender committee proceedings put up to the accepting authority, it is accepted by the accepting authority of one level above. One level above. So once he accepts it, that means the tender is concluded. The tender is concluded and the letter of acceptance is issued. The letter of acceptance is issued through IRDPS. This entire process of tender finalization, tender inventory is uploaded. Everything is taken care in the system itself. Till चंद्र किशोर, हम बाद में एक बार मैं अदर 15 मिनट्स बात करूंगा, उसके बाद में देन आई रिप्लाई टू द क्वेश्चंस. फिर उसके बाद में फिर मेरा प्रेजेंटेशन भी है, भी शेयर करेंगे, आप पढ़ सकते हैं. एक अभी तो टाइम क्या हो गया अभी, ओके 9 o'clock. So another 15 minutes I'll finish, then we'll go for the question answers. Okay, then once the letter of acceptance is issued through IREPS, yeah, IREPS में generate होता है, then it is issued to the successful bidder with some conditions like you must submit within 7 days, and as for the GCC, if you don't submit up to 21 days, you will be charged interest, and beyond 60 days, if you don't submit, then the tender can be cancelled. The tender can be cancelled, LOA will be cancelled, and your EMD will be forfeited. So the successful bidder, what he does, he will submit the performance guarantee of 5% to the executive in the IRWCMS. Now comes the IWCMS. Here the first in the instant case, what happened? The works were approved through IRPSM, and then once the works are approved, then detail estimate is done. Then detail estimate, after the detail estimate, the tenders are invited the IRPS. The entire process of tender invitation, opening, closing, opening, and the tender finalization, recommendations, acceptance, and letter of acceptance is done in the IRPS. So once the LOA is issued, the performance guarantee is submitted, and it is processed through the IREPS. So LOA is mapped, is ported in the IRWCMS, and the PG is submitted there. PG is sent to accounts for verification. PGs, then there are several times. Once it is vetted, then once it is kept there, then the executive can generate the draft agreement and it's sent to accounts for vetting. Then once he vets the draft agreement, then the convener will send it to the agency. Agency will sign digital signature. Then it is signed by the executive. Then finally, the contract is signed. Once the contract is signed on the IRWCMS, Indian Railways Works Contract Management System, once it is signed, then a work commencement letter is issued. So literally, till the work commencement letter is issued through IRWCMS, you cannot commence the work. Manually, what happened? Once the LOA issued, the man starts construction. He starts. He takes up the agency takes up the construction. But there is a provision in the IRWCMS issue of work commencement letter. Then only he commences the work. So he commences the work. Then any correspondence, any everything is taken care in the IRWCM itself. So the measurements also are recorded in the EMB, in the IRWCMS. Bill is generated. Bill is processed for verification at different levels, and then it is the concerned executive will, after scrutinizing, after sanctioning, he'll process through IPAS for scrutiny by the finance, accounts. Then it is examined at 3 levels in finance and accounts in IPAS. Then a CO7 is made, bill is passed, a CO7 is made, and then it is given in the SIPs. There is a program called SIPs also. So in the SIPs, the amount, the check, the amount will be released to the agency. Okay. So this is the process from until the payment is made. Once the contract is signed, it is measured in the. So this is the overall basics of that. Here, the packet, single packet, two packet system is nothing but this. We have seen the tenders. Again, somebody have sent doubts. Then I'll discuss. The single packet system means the tenderer will submit his credentials as well as his offer in only one packet. So once we open the single packet, we know who is the lowest and whether he has submitted, what kind of credentials is submitted, whether he is eligible or not. We will see after opening the single packet. So in the work side, up to 10 crores, it is single packet system of tendering only. If you want to go for two packet system for less than 10 crores, you can go, but it requires the approval of the PHOD. Okay? And all the works costing more than 10 crores will go in two packet system of tendering. Two packet system of tendering क्या होता है? First packet contains the eligibility criteria, fulfillment of eligibility criteria. All the credentials will be submitted. Eligibility criteria, financial eligibility criteria will be submitted. And that will be evaluated. First, only packet one will be opened and it will be evaluated. And then, suppose we have got some 10 agencies, only 4 may be eligible. Remaining may not be suiting to our requirement, may not be fulfilling the eligibility criteria. So we'll shortlist 4 and drop the 6 and we'll refund the EMD to them 6. And then the bids, the financial bids of only these 4 will be opened. And there, depending on the reasonableness of the lowest offer, we will decide the tender. That is in two packet system tendering. Two packet system tendering is actually resorted for high value works for the purpose of not to get influenced by the unreasonable offers given by the various bidders. And dispensation of calling of tenders, it is up to 10 lakhs, where PHOD, HOD has powers. And beyond 10 lakhs, if it is there, then GM also can sanction. But generally, normally, we invite tenders only up to 10 lakhs. So this is for today. And next class, we will go in other details. Now I will take up the questions, if any. Nagesh?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, participants, please raise the hand one by one. I will unmute and you can see the queries. Yes, Chandra Kishore ji, please unmute.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Two members committee जो होगी उसमें which departments member are included? Two members committee.
Two member में suppose the civil engineering department is inviting tender, he will be convenient. Whether it is DN, FTC, construction. Second member will always be from finance. There is no third member there. So when you invite a tender up to it is 5 crores, it will be only 4 crores. It will be 5 crores. It will be only 2-member committee. One is from the executive side, the other one from the finance side. Beyond the 5 crores, it is 3-member committee. One is the executive, second one is the finance member, third one is the the sister department, like civil के लिए electrical के लिए SNT के लिए ऐसा, as per the MSOP.
Yeah. Next, OnePlus, please unmute. Yeah, next, Dhanraj Garu, please unmute.
Sir, namaste.
Namaste ji.
Sir, we called tender for some less than 50 lakhs rupees, but the tenderer quoted more amount, some plus 25%. It become more than 50 lakhs. That time tender committee is required or direct exception, sir?
See,
and one more question, sir, with that. And this technical bid is submitted along with finance bid, or first technical bid, then they submit finance bid, sir?
Both the bids. In the two packet system tendering, both the bids are submitted simultaneously, but only packet one technical bid is open. After the finalization of technical bid, we will open the finance bid. That is as far the bids is concerned. And here, the direct acceptance, See, one thing, let me tell you, the level of TC is decided based on the lowest valid tender. So if your tender value is say 45 lakhs and the tender has quoted plus 25%, it comes to around 67, 70. So there the direct acceptance is not possible. The direct acceptance is possible only the lowest valid bid is less than 50 lakhs. ठीक है, उसमें एक भी रुपया ज्यादा हो गया धनराज, even one rupee is more, then the direct acceptance is not possible. The acceptance is possible only if the valid L1 is less than 50 lakhs.
Next, Ramesh Garu, please. Yeah, please speak, Ramesh Garu. Next, admin, please unmute. Yeah, next, Lokesh.
Sir, what is the criteria for calling single tenders, and what are the limits and what are the SOP powers, sir?
You're talking about single tender?
Yes, sir, single tender.
Yeah. See, there is no criteria for invitation of single tender. Okay, see, we are going for single tender only because the work is urgent. Only because we have to restore the
Okay, sir.
restore the
Okay,
track,
sir.
restore.
Okay, sir.
तो उसमें क्या होता है, आपको आप एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया देखते हैं, लेकिन when you select the agency,
Okay,
you
sir.
certainly give it to the man who can do that work. ऐसा नहीं
Okay,
कि
sir.
उसको अरे को बुला के दे दिया, ऐसा नहीं होता है. So first of all,
Okay,
you will
sir.
see whether this man has done the similar works previously. So the executive will first ensure himself that this man can do my work on single tender basis. Then only we can award the work. There is no criteria stipulated for single tender.
Yeah. Next, admin, please unmute. Next, Nagesh Garu, please unmute. So right now, this list of approved contractors is not maintaining many units, na?
Many nahi. Actually, the list of the approved agencies, it is not maintained anywhere on Indian Railways.
Only on theory it is there.
Only open
Yes,
tenders, and because after this IREBS has come, the limited tenders concept actually has gone.
Okay, sir.
Naam ke vaase, it's only on paper.
Okay.
But special limited tenders are gone.
Yeah.
Sir, namaste, sir.
हाँ बोलिए, नमस्ते जी.
Sir, tender accepting authority and LOA awarding authority एक ही होता है sir, different होता है sir.
समझा ना यार, एक बार फिर से बोलिए.
Tender accepting authority
Okay.
and LOA issuing authority. Letter of acceptance issuing authority.
मैं फिर भी समझा नहीं. नागेश,
So, yeah, please tell me your query is about letter of acceptance or tender acceptance?
Tender acceptance, हाँ दोनों अलग अलग होता है, एक ही होता है sir.
So, letter of acceptance, it is the letter issued
Okay.
to commence the
So
work. There is no link.
Achha, you want to know the difference between the letter of acceptance and tender acceptance, is it?
Yes, sir.
Sir, కాదు సార్. సార్, లెటర్ ఆఫ్ యాక్సెప్టెన్స్ ఇష్యూ చేసేది టెండర్ యాక్సెప్టింగ్ అథారిటీ ఇద్దరు ఒకటేనా అని అడుగుతున్నాడు.
కాదుగా, ఇప్పుడు the tender accepting authority accepts the recommendations of the tender committee. So once it is accepted, the tender file goes to the executive. Suppose the senior DN sitting in the tenders, senior DN level, JGR officers. So they will finalize the tender, and then ADRM or DRM accepts this. Then it comes to the JGR officer, the executive actually. He will issue the letter of acceptance. इसमें if you see letter of acceptance, इसमें लिखा होता है the acceptance of the competent authority is hereby communicated. Your offer has been accepted. ऐसा लिखा होता है. So the acceptance is different. The letter of acceptance is different. Letter of acceptance we are communicating. अभी memorandum of sanction होता है. Estimates में memorandum of sanction होता है. उसमें क्या होता है? जो PHOD sanction करता है वो estimate को. But जो PHOD, he will not issue the MOS. It will be issued by a J-grade officer down the line. He will issue a memorandum of sanction. इसमें क्या लिखते हैं? The sanction of so and so is hereby communicated for the detailed estimate of so and so. उतना क्या को आपके जो ऑर्डर्स होते हैं, जो आपके जो ट्रांसफर ऑर्डर्स होते हैं, वो कोई पीएफए अप्रूव करता है, एक्सेप्ट करता है, वो खुद तो आपका जो लेटर इशू नहीं करता ना, वो दूसरा नीचे वाला करता है. तो सिमिलरली द एक्सेप्टेंस इज डिफरेंट and the letter of acceptance, the issue of letter acceptance is
Yes,
different.
yes.
There will be different
But there is no
authorities.
link. Yes. Yeah, Ravi garu, please unmute.
हाँ सर
हाँ,
सर
राज-
डेलीगेशन ऑफ पावर जो है इसमें बहुत कंफ्यूजन होता है सर. किसी को 500 करोड़ दिया है, किसी को 50 करोड़ दिया है सर.
हाँ.
वहां पे इसका कोई कंसोलिडेट कहीं करके डेटा मिल जाएगा क्या मुझे, जो लेटेस्ट हो?
बिल्कुल. आपको किस चीज में चाहिए? टेंडर्स में चाहिए? डेलीगेशन ऑफ पावर्स विल बी डिफरेंट टॉपिक्स. वर्क्स का डेलीगेशन अलग होता है, टेंडर्स का डेलीगेशन अलग होता है, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट का अलग होता है. आपको कौन सा चाहिए?
हाँ सर सभी चाहिए, मुझे तो पता ही नहीं ज्यादा.
ठीक है, तो अभी इसमें क्या है, आपका जो एमएसओपी है, आपके एमएसओपी में
सर
आप देखेंगे तो पार्ट ए में पूरा वर्क्स मैटर्स होता है. उसमें कौन
हाँ,
कितना अप्रूवल दे सकता है, कौन कितना डिटेल एस्टिमेट सैंक्शन कर सकता है, कौन टेंडर्स बुला सकता है, कौन टेंडर एक्सेप्ट कर सकता है, और
Yes, sir.
कौन टेंडर अग्रीमेंट साइन कर सकता है, कौन एक्सटेंशन कर सकता है. ये सभी इसमें आपको पार्ट 1 में, पार्ट ए में मिल जाएगा. उसी तरह
Yes,
मेडिकल
sir.
मैटर्स हैं, मेडिकल आप पार्ट बी में जाएंगे, मिसलेनियस पार्ट सी में जाएंगे, उसमें मिल जाएगा. आपका जो एमएसओपी है, इट्स ए सेल्फ कंटेनिंग, इट्स लाइक गाइड फॉर यू, सो यू कैन
Yes, sir.
नो एनी डेलीगेशन फ्रॉम दैट.
सर अगर हम अभी लेटेस्ट एमएसओपी डाउनलोड करते हैं, 2018 वाला है, तो उसमें जो भी अमेंडमेंट आए वो क्या उसमें इनकॉर्पोरेटेड रहते हैं कि अलग अलग लेटर हमें फाइंड आउट करना पड़ेगा?
देखिए, दूसरे रेलवे का तो मैं नहीं बोल सकता, लेकिन हमारा जो साउथ सेंट्रल रेलवे का है, अब हमारा वेबसाइट करिए, आप विजिट करिए, उसमें एसओपी बोल के एक रहता है. वो एसओपी आप क्लिक करेंगे तो पहले एमएसओपी होता है, उसके बाद में करेक्शन स्लिप्स होते हैं उसमें.
यस सर.
यू मस्ट रीड एमएसओपी ऑलवेज विद करेक्शन स्लिप. अभी लेटेस्ट करेक्शन स्लिप अलग होता है, तो आप एक बार अपना करेक्शन स्लिप जो है, अपना जो एमएसओपी है, अपडेट करना ठीक रहेगा. कहीं कहीं रेलवे में
Normally, it is a very rare to ask figures under MSOP, because very rare to ask in the examinations this MSOP powers, because so many items is there.
I know.
MSOP.
As Nagesh said, ऐसे क्वेश्चन जनरली तो नहीं पूछते हैं, लेकिन अरे बेसिक लेवल का पूछ सकते हैं. मतलब क्या है,
Basic level, yes.
अभी पूछ सकते हैं
Direct acceptance, 50 lakhs.
जनरल मैनेजर
Yes.
फुल पावर्स है उसको. अब लोग समझते हैं
Next
कि
one, please.
उसको कोई लिमिट होगा, जीएम इतना ही कर सकता है, ऐसा नहीं है. So
Sir, please send the latest powers, tender acceptance powers. Any latest?
Which one?
Yeah. Please share, sir.
I'll share next time. Otherwise, I'll share the approval for the works and the tender acceptance. I'll share
Okay,
it
sir.
next class.
Yeah, next one, please.
సార్ గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ సార్.
Good evening.
సార్ డీటెయిల్ ఎస్టిమేట్ అనేది అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ ఎస్టిమేట్ కన్నా ఎక్కువ ఉండొచ్చా సార్?
ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే, అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ ఎస్టిమేట్ ఇది రఫ్ ఎస్టిమేట్. అంటే ఓన్లీ ఇట్ ఈస్ ప్రిపేర్డ్ ఫర్ ది పర్పస్ ఆఫ్ గెటింగ్ ది అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటబుల్. ఇంకా మనం చూసాము, అందులో ఏముంటుంది, అందులో డీటెయిల్స్ ఉండవు. అందులో మీకు బుట్టి ప్లాన్స్ అండ్ డ్రాయింగ్స్, మన రఫ్ స్కెచెస్, ప్లాన్స్, డ్రాయింగ్స్ మీద, ఆ బేసిస్ మీద మీకు క్వాంటిటీ ఎంత కావాలో అరైవ్ అవుతుంది. సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ ఏ క్వార్టర్ అనుకోండి, క్వార్టర్ కాదు, బిల్డింగ్ అనుకోండి. ఆ బిల్డింగ్లో నీకు ఏమి, మొత్తం బిల్డింగ్ ఎంత, నాకు 10,000 ఎస్ఎఫ్టీ బిల్డింగ్ కావాలి. ఒక ఎస్ఎఫ్టీకి ఎంత, ఒక ఎస్ఎఫ్టీకి 5,000 లేకపోతే 4,000, దట్ ఈస్ ది ఎస్టిమేట్. సో ఆ బేసిస్లో నేను ఐ అరైవ్ ఎట్ అప్పుడు ది అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ కాస్ట్. But that is not the case when I invite a tender. When I invite a tender, I will have to have the detail. In that building, how many rooms you require, how many fans you require, how many what is the furniture you require, what kind of foundations you want to take up, how many floors you want to go. All these things will be detailed in the detail estimate. Whereas in the abstract estimate, it is only a rough estimate. It is only approximate. For the purpose of getting the approximate cost and administrative approval, I am making the abstract estimate. But the detailed estimate is made based on the plans and drawings, for which I take some time, prepare plans and drawings, get the approvals, then I call for tender. There is a lot of difference between abstract estimate and the detailed estimate.
Yeah, next one, please.
सर ये जब मटेरियल परचेज करना होता है तो स्टोर डिपार्टमेंट करता है, उसी तरह से वर्क कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इस डिपार्टमेंट के द्वारा किया जाता है.
अभी आजकल अभी आजकल अपने पास जम आ गया. पहले खाली IREBS था, उसमें खरीदते थे, अभी आजकल जेम भी आ गया। तो हम ये देखते हैं जो अभी जो वर्क स्टैंडर्ड्स बुलाते हैं, हमारे लिए अभी क्या केबल्स चाहिए, हमारे लिए आपको सीमेंट, स्टील, सभी अभी अलग से नहीं ले रहे हैं। पहले क्या करते हैं, वी यूज्ड टू परचेज सीमेंट, वी यूज्ड टू परचेज स्टील एंड सप्लाई टू द कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स। अभी आज के दिन क्या है, हमारा जो वर्क कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है दैट आल्सो इंक्लूड्स, हम वी आर नॉट आस्किंग खाली विदाउट एनी मटेरियल, वी आर आस्किंग द वर्क विद मटेरियल। हमें फाउंडेशन चाहिए, कंक्रीट वर्क चाहिए, हमें हमारा जो स्पेसिफिकेशन हम इंडिकेट कर देते हैं वहाँ पर, उतना ही है बस। उसके हिसाब से वो अपना मटेरियल लाएगा और उसको एग्जीक्यूट करेगा। उसको हम टेस्ट करते हैं, जब काम करता है हमारे लोग उसको टेस्ट करते हैं कि भाई सही मटेरियल इस्तेमाल किया है या नहीं। थोड़े ऐसे मटेरियल है जैसे कि रेल्स हैं, स्लीपर्स हैं। ये स्लीपर्स क्या है, हम थोड़े अप्रूव करके रखते हैं फैक्ट्रीज, वहां से उसको लेना चाहिए। और रेल्स कहाँ से लेना चाहिए, रेल्स हम खरीदते हैं, देते हैं उसको अपना सेल से। तो जो मटेरियल विच कैन बी इजीली अवेलेबल इन द स्टोर साइड हम खरीदते हैं, अगर नहीं है तो फिर हम पूरा स्टोर्स मटेरियल भी इसमें इंक्लूड कर रहे हैं आजकल। आज के दिन तो आज को ईपीसी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट भी है, हम नेक्स्ट क्लास में डिस्कस करेंगे। ईपीसी में तो पूरा वही खरीदेगा, हर एक चीज वो खरीदेगा, हर एक चीज ड्राइंग बनाएगा, प्रोक्योरमेंट करेगा, कंस्ट्रक्शन करेगा, सब चीजें वो करके देगा हमें। ईपीसी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, इंजीनियरिंग, प्रोक्योरमेंट एंड कंस्ट्रक्शन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट। तो अभी आजकल जो प्रोक्योरमेंट हम स्टोर से जो कर रहे हैं काम के लिए बहुत कम है। हम प्रोक्योरमेंट करते हैं जिम में और IREBs में ओनली फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ मेंटेनेंस, कंस्ट्रक्शन में बहुत कम करते हैं।
नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज।
हाँ जी,
गुड इवनिंग सर।
हाँ बोलिए, गुड इवनिंग
सर। प्लीज एक्सप्लेन आइटमाइज्ड वर्क, लमसम वर्क एंड लिस्ट ऑफ अप्रूव्ड वर्क।
या गुड। हमने शुरू में दिखाया था आपको कि भाई ये पूरा एब्स्ट्रैक्ट एस्टिमेट स्टेज है। वो आइटमाइज्ड वर्क भी बोले तो एब्स्ट्रैक्ट एस्टिमेट ही है, लमसम वर्क भी एब्स्ट्रैक्ट एस्टिमेट है, अम्ब्रेला भी एब्स्ट्रैक्ट है, ये पूरे एब्स्ट्रैक्ट एस्टिमेट्स है, इट्स नॉट डिटेल एस्टिमेट। ओके, तो ये एस्टिमेट्स किसके लिए, ये इसका मतलब ये है एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव अप्रूवल के लिए हम बनाते हैं। अभी आपके जो कास्टिंग मोर देन 50 करोड़ जो भी एस्टिमेट्स हैं, जो भी एब्स्ट्रैक्ट एस्टिमेट्स कास्टिंग मोर देन 50 करोड़, पहले क्या था, मोर देन 2.5 करोड़ हम बोर्ड को भेजते थे। Those two works which are costing more than 2.5 crores used to be included in the budget as an item. बजट में आप हर एक प्लानट में मोर देन 2.5 करोड़ एक आइटम होता था। मतलब जो भी आपके वर्क्स हैं वो उसका पूरा डिस्क्रिप्शन होता था, उसका कास्ट होता था, उसका आउटले होता था। लेकिन आज के दिन मोर देन 50 करोड़ ओनली आर इंक्लूडेड इन द बजट एज एन आइटमाइज्ड। सो आइटमाइज्ड वर्क इज नथिंग बट costing more than 50 crores included in the budget. और अम्ब्रेला में हमने शुरू में बताया था, अम्ब्रेला is also more than 50 crores. Within the umbrella, sub-umbrella works are approved. And lump sum क्या है? Against the lump sum grant given by the board in the respective CPS, respective planet, वो lump sum works होते हैं। तो itemized works is more than 50 crores. Umbrella works is also more than 50 crores. Sub-umbrella works can be more than 50 crores or less than 50 crores, but it is approved against the umbrella, and as per the cost, it will be sanctioned. It will be sanctioned by GM. If it is exceeding beyond 50 crores, it will be sanctioned by the railway board. And all these sub-umbrella works which are approved either by GM or by the board, it will be included in the list of approved works. ठीक है,
so slide I shared it is correct sir.
Yeah. So here itemized works, sub-umbrella works, lump sum works, Manila, more than 50 crores, less than 50 crores. ये नागेश इंद्र लालो
sir,
sometimes what happens is they are beyond the GM powers.
Yes sir.
But it will be still approved under the umbrella only. So
Okay,
umbrella, we have 200 crores umbrella. So in that, a work may be costing 60 crores also will be approved, which will be approved.
No, that is by railway board.
So all the sub-umbrella works approved, irrespective of the cost, will be included in the list of approved works.
So that means more than also it is possible.
Yeah. More than also. more than 50 crores, it will be approved by the board, but it will be included in the list of approvals only.
Yes, sir.
You can write approved
Yes,
by
sir.
board.
Yes, sir. Approved by board. Okay, sir.
But for example, I'll tell you, in one of the planet, it is only 10 crores.
Yes.
So 10 crores to 50 crores, it will be approved by board, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly.
Hmm.
But
Sir.
more than 50 crores, it is not possible, sir, in the law book.
Where do you keep it then?
Huh?
See, it is not an itemized work. See, it is
Okay,
approved
okay.
against the umbrella. It is approved
Okay,
against
sir.
the umbrella of 200 crores. In
Yeah.
200 crores, one work GM has sanctioned 40 crores, another work is 60 crores. So 60 crores have taken the approval of the board. So where do you keep that work? You will have to keep it here only in the list of
Okay,
approvals.
sir. Okay, sir. Right. Yeah. Next
Sir.
one, please.
Yes, please, boliye.
Single offer and can be treated as a single tender or not?
Single offer?
Can be treated as a single tender or not?
No. See, single tender is different type of tender. We have just now learned about the single open tender, limited tenders. Single tender is we are inviting tender only from the one man,
Yes,
one
sir.
agency because of the urgency.
Yes, sir.
That is single tender. Single offer can be in open tender. Single offer can be in limited tender. Single offer can be in special limited tender. So
Yes,
when you have a single offer in the open tender, it can be accepted depending on the reasonableness of the offer.
Yes, sir.
When you get a single offer in the limited tenders, there is some restriction. It has to be accepted by higher authority. When you get a single offer in special limited tender, yes, we can take it, we can accept it, provided it is reasonable.
Yes, sir.
Single offer बोलते एक ही ऑफर आया एक टेंडर में एक ही ऑफर आया.
Next
Sir,
one, please.
Supplying giving to
Sir,
OEM.
sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, without inviting tender, can we give contract?
Without inviting tender, how can you finalize the contract? Through the quotation basis you can do. On quotation
That
basis.
means tender or contract are same or not, sir?
Tender, you are inviting a tender, you offer. Once tender comes, then there is a lot of process, tender committee evaluation, accepting authority, letter of acceptance. Then once the letter of acceptance is issued, then the tender has to...
Accepting tender is called contract.
Contract. So once the tender is accepted, that becomes the contract. Tender is an offer, contract is an agreement.
Okay, sir. As per syllabus, procedure and rules and procedure relating to tenders and contract for execution of works.
Procedure is for invitation of tenders,
sir.
And contract is for execution of works. Actually, basically, both the tenders and contracts is for execution of work. First, I'll invite tender, then I'll go for contract. I'll finalize the contract and then I start for construction, execution.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, next one, please. Yeah, Vinay, please quick.
సార్ ఇప్పుడు నోటీస్ పీరియడ్ ఎంత సార్ లిమిటెడ్ టెండర్స్ కి లిమిటెడ్ టెండర్ కి
जी बोलिए.
Notice period for the limited tenders.
And special limited tenders.
Nagesh Malijebu.
Notice period is asking for the limited tenders. What is the notice period?
Okay. So notice period we already discussed. Notice period for open tenders is for large works it is 30 days. For works up to 1 crore it is 21 days without finance concurrence. And if you want lesser days, then you can reduce up to 14 days also, up to 2 crores. In limited tenders, it is 14 days. In special limited tenders also, it is 14 days minimum. In single tender, there is no notice period.
Sir, in quotations, normally
quotation 7 days. Notice period, it can be reduced also.
It can be reduced to up to 1 day, no, sir?
Up to 1 day. Even 1 day it can be reduced.
Yes, urgency basis.
సార్
Haji.
సార్ ఈ పవర్స్ పెట్టరా టెండర్స్ ఇవన్నీ ఒకసారి ఎవరు ఉంటే పవర్స్ ఉంటే పెట్టరా ఎవరి పవర్స్ ఎంత ఉన్నాయన్నది
టెండర్ యాక్సెప్టింగ్ పవర్స్
అన్నిటికీ స్పెషల్ లిమిటెడ్ మెంబర్స్ అందరికి ఒక చిన్న స్లైడ్ లాగా ఉంటే బాగుంటుంది కదా స్పెషల్ లిమిటెడ్ ఎంతవరకు అన్నది
అచ్చా మీకు టెండర్ యాక్సెప్టెన్స్ ఇప్పుడు లిమిటెడ్ టెండర్ కి స్పెషల్ లిమిటెడ్ టెండర్ కి ఓపెన్ టెండర్స్ కి ఒకటే పవర్స్ యాక్సెప్టెన్స్.
ఓకే
If they are invited manually, then powers are different. But now if you are inviting even special limited and limited also, you are inviting through IREPS only. So the same powers.
Yes. Yeah, Karthik garu.
Only single tender. So let me tell you, the single tender tender committee powers and acceptance powers are one level above the normal TC. Suppose open tender, the J grade officer can sit beyond 4 crores. But if a tender of 5 crores, single tender, then it has to be by the next higher authority. The next higher authority is SAG Kuchwali, and PHOD has to accept it. One level above.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, please tell me next one.
Sir, suppose any contractor quoted 10% or 20% up from advertised value, sir. So, is there any rule that tender accepted authority that accept or not accept, sir?
या एक्चुअली क्या है, अभी टेंडर कमेटी का उसका काम ही वो है, टेंडर कमेटी वाला का काम ही वही है, देखना उसको भाई कितना रेट कोट किया है, मोर देन आप बोल रहे हैं कि +20 कोट किया है, तो +20 रीजनेबल है या नहीं, whether it is reasonable or not, the committee evaluates with reference to the latest accepted rates, with reference to, अगर मान लो कमेटी +20 को ज्यादा मान रही है.
Yeah. Next one, please. Yeah,
Sir, is any possibility to form 4-member tender committee?
आवाज क्लियर नहीं है, मतलब
4-member tender committee wants. 4-member tender committee, any possibilities?
Third member 5 करोड़ के ऊपर बात थर्ड मेंबर आता है.
नहीं, 4 members
के ऊपर के टेंडर्स में थर्ड मेंबर आता है.
Yeah, there is no 4-member committee.
4-member committee नहीं होती है, but sometimes can be drafted. It is actually क्या है, co-opted member बोलते हैं उसको. Co-opted member बोलते हैं. Suppose very large work, तो 3 member तो होते हैं, एक co-opted member भी होता है. Suppose some technical expertise required, तो एक nominate कर सकते हैं.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, in abstract estimate, the rate mentioned in abstract estimate, after in detail estimate, the rate may be changed or the same.
See, what I understand from your question is, abstract estimate may detailed estimate a difference. Even there can be
in abstract estimate, sir, the rate is mentioned also, sir.
See, in the abstract estimate, you'll have to make some estimate based on the rates only, no? So the quantities is approximate, the rates are also approximate, but we should take the prevailing rates only. तो वो जो abstract estimate का है, it's a rough estimate. It can't be relied upon for calling tenders. We are making an abstract estimate only for the purpose of getting the administrative approval and inclusion in the budget. एक बार हो गया तो फिर आप डिटेल एस्टिमेट बनाएंगे प्लान्स एंड ड्राइंग्स पे, और उसका जो रेट है दैट विल बी बेस्ड ऑन द प्रिवेलेंट एक्सेप्टेड रेट्स होंगे, एंड इट विल बी सर्टेनली मोर. abstract estimate को डिटेल एस्टिमेट को रेट डिफरेंस होता है.
Sir,
good evening,
sir. In this sports contract also this 2% EMD unified, or it is still like up to some bifurcation is there, sir?
Nothing, no bifurcation. It is 2% for all.
For store contracts also, for stores.
Stores I am not very sure, but I'll let you know next time what is the percentage of, maybe same percentage probably.
Yeah. Next one, please.
But I'll come in next class.
नमस्ते सर. गुड इवनिंग. वैलिडिटी ऑफ ऑफर सर.
हाँ बताएं
सर. वैलिडिटी ऑफ ऑफर जो अगर 60 डेज है, तो ये बिड क्लोजिंग डेट से 60 डेज स्टार्ट होता है या किस दिन से स्टार्ट होता है सर?
नोटिस पीरियड.
No, tender validity period. He's asking tender
validity from the date of opening.
Date of opening says 60 days for single packet. Double packet is the
90 days. So it is the date of opening. The offer commences from the date of opening.
Yeah, Ravi garu, please unmute. Karthik.
Sir, good evening, sir.
जी, मैं और एक बात बता दूं. रेकनिंग ऑफ नोटिस पीरियड जो होता है, तो डे 1 को छोड़ देना चाहिए. Either from you have to add one from either from or the last. 2, तो आपको एक दिन छोड़ देना चाहिए. देन यू मस्ट रेकन दी नोटिस पीरियड, वेदर इट इज 21 days, 90 days, जो भी है. ठीक है, आप बोलिए, क्वेश्चन बोलिए.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, if the lowest eligible bidder withdraw the bid, the tender is discharged or going to offer a second eligible bidder or offer to the rate lowest bidder second? What is the answer?
See, there are some instructions from vigilance. Actually क्या है, suppose someone withdraws the offer, उसका EMD forward करके we can go ahead depending on the wisdom of the tender committee. But कुछ ऐसे केसेस हुए हैं तो फिर वहाँ से विजिलेंस से इंस्ट्रक्शंस आए कि भाई अगर कोई बिडर विड्रॉ करता है तो देन टेंडर हैज टू बी डिस्चार्ज एंड फ्रेश टेंडर हैज टू बी इनवाइटेड. बट नॉर्मली एज ए लॉजिक, अगर कोई विड्रॉ करता है तो कोई ऑफिसर, अगर दो कमिटी वाला जो उसमें अगर हिम्मत है तो दे कैन राइट इंग्लिश and then they can go ahead. So I see discharging the tender again, it may take some time. I want the work to be done immediately. So I will justify it. I will see vigilance guidelines are there, but it doesn't mean that every time you discharge it. You can take a decision depending on the necessity, depending on the other number of offers. See, some 20 offers have come and we have got a very good rate. Just because the L1 has withdrawn, so I cannot cancel it. बट नॉर्मली करते हैं, डिस्चार्ज कर देते हैं, क्योंकि फिर विजिलेंस से पंगा क्यों लेते हैं, विजिलेंस से करते हैं. लेकिन इट इज नॉट मैंडेटरी दैट यू मस्ट डिस्चार्ज द टेंडर.
Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Next one, please.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, please tell me, Vaibhavji.
Sir, good evening. Sir, bid security in work tender is 2%. Sir, what about service tender, sir?
सर्विस टेंडर में आपको सेम है, परसेंटेज इज सेम परसेंटेज. एक्चुअली वहां पर भी सेम परसेंटेज, 2%. जेम का जो है, जो अपने सर्विस टेंडर्स बुलाते हैं, जेम में बुलाते हैं. सो वॉट एवर द परसेंटेज एंड द रूल्स अप्लीकेबल इन द GTC, जनरल टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस ऑफ द जेम आर अप्लीकेबल हियर. तो अपने वर्क्स में तो 2% है, वहां पर भी 2% ही होगा.
नहीं सर, ये जो ये वर्क्स में तो 2% हुआ सर, ये तो फिक्स्ड है 2% का, जो नया चेंज हुआ सर. लेकिन सर सर्विस और कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में तो चेंज तो नहीं हुआ, वो पहले जैसे था एप्लीकेबल उसी तरह से रहेगा वो. तो
फिर उसका इसलिए बोलो ना, जेम इज डिफरेंट और IREP इज डिफरेंट. IREPS में हम 2% कर लिए, वहां पर उनका पुराना सिस्टम चला, क्योंकि जेम इज नॉट कंट्रोल्ड बाय द रेलवेज.
सर एक चीज सर और पूछना था.
हाँ जी
सर, ये सर सिक्योरिटी डिपॉजिट सर सर्विस जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होता है सर, उसमें क्यों नहीं लगता सर सिक्योरिटी डिपॉजिट?
कौन सा सर्टिफिकेट?
ये जो सर्विस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट
जी,
उसमें सर सिक्योरिटी डिपॉजिट क्या उसमें जमा होता है?
एफिडेविट
नहीं, सिक्योरिटी डिपॉजिट
सर्विसेज में नहीं होता है.
मैंने भाई क्यों?
There is no work here. There is no work.
There is no security deposit in the service contracts. Only performance guarantee.
तो ये रेस्ट जो सर वर्क और ये स्टोर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में सर सिक्योरिटी डिपॉजिट होगा.
वो डिपेंडिंग ऑन दिस, स्टोर्स में थोड़ा प्रोसीजर अलग है. उसमें डिपेंडिंग ऑन दी नेचर ऑफ प्रोक्योरमेंट उसमें होता है. उसमें परफॉर्मेंस गारंटी होती है, SD होती है.
Next one, please. Yeah, next. Yeah, Articulaji, please.
सर गुड इवनिंग सर. गुड इवनिंग सर.
गुड इवनिंग
सर. सर्विस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में नोटिस टेंडर नोटिस पीरियड कितना होता है सर?
उसमें हम नेक्स्ट क्लास में डिस्कस करेंगे उसको. एक्चुअली क्या है, इन दी जेम पोर्टल में आपका जो डिफॉल्ट नोटिस है 10 दिन का है. डिफॉल्ट नोटिस पीरियड फॉर दी जेम कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इज 10 days. तो आपको अगर मान लो नहीं 10 days नहीं चाहिए, मुझे 21 दिन होना चाहिए, देन यू मस्ट स्पेसिफिकली इंडिकेट इन दी एडिशनल टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस. उसको बोलना पड़ेगा कि स्टोर्स वाले को, सर इसमें आपका जो डिफॉल्ट का जो 10 days का नोटिस पीरियड है वो नहीं चलेगा, इसमें मेरा 21 दिन होना चाहिए. सो आई विल इंसिस्ट दैट एज एन एडिशनल टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस.
गुड इवनिंग सर.
सर गुड इवनिंग सर. ये हम जानना चाहते हैं कि ये कॉन्ट्रैक्ट पीरियड कब से शुरू होता है? LOA जारी होने से या PO मिलने से?
एक्चुअली क्या है, लेटर ऑफ एक्सेप्टेंस है, हम खाली लेटर ऑफ एक्सेप्टेंस, इट इज बाइंडिंग ऑन द बोर्ड, उसमें लिखा रहता है कि भाई LOA इज बाइंडिंग ऑन बोथ द पार्टीज, इट इज बाइंडिंग। मतलब क्या है भाई, अभी अपना एक अग्रीमेंट हो गया, मतलब हो गया, इज बाइंडिंग टिल द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इज साइंड, यू कैन नॉट कमेंस द वर्क। आपको कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन करने से पहले बहुत सारे काम करने हैं आपको, जैसे कि आपको परफॉर्मेंस गारंटी देना है, उसका वेरिफिकेशन कराना है, फिर अग्रीमेंट साइन होना है, फिर उसके बाद में वर्क कमेंसमेंट लेटर भी शुरू होता है या WCMS है, उसके बाद फिर काम शुरू होता है। बट नॉर्मली क्या होता है, LOA होने के बाद काम शुरू करवाते हैं। आपका जो सर्विस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट का LOA इशू होता है, वो गाड़ी लगा देगा, व्हीकल लगा देगा। वो अभी हमें हमारे बॉस के लिए व्हीकल अरेंज करनी है, तो हम टेंडर बुलाएं, LOA होते ही वो इमीडिएट लगा देगा, नेक्स्ट डे से लगा देगा। तो ऑल डिपेंड्स। So from the issue of LOA, the work can be commenced. It can wait till the contract signed, but the actual procedure is till the work commencement letter is issued. So the work should not be commenced. Work ये अपने जो services side में होता है।
Sir, in all cases, this EMD should be converted into SD or not, sir? What are the cases?
It can be. All depends on the agency. Suppose if we say, sir, please convert my EMD to SD, it can be converted.
So, sir, one more question, sir. You told, sir, tender accepting authority can accept 10% or 20% more. So it depends upon him, sir. Sir, then this difference amount where we should adjust, sir, because sir, we have sanctioned already X amount, sir. Now this X plus 20. सर मान लीजिए सर 100 रुपए का सर एडवर्टीज वैल्यू था सर, और 20% वहाँ पे सर वो एक्सेप्ट हुआ है सर, तो ये 20% पैसा कहाँ से आएगा सर?
अच्छा, ओके, सो यू आर करेक्ट। सो एक्चुअली क्या होता है, पहले एब्स्ट्रैक्ट एस्टिमेट होता है, उसके बाद डिटेल एस्टिमेट होता है। डिटेल एस्टिमेट जब बनता है तो लेटर ऑफ एक्सेप्ट, जो लेटेस्ट एक्सेप्टेड डेट होते हैं उसको लेकर बनाने के बाद जब टेंडर बुलाते हैं तो उसमें +10 भी हो सकता है, +20 भी हो सकता है। तो आपका प्रश्न ये है कि भाई वो 20% जो एक्स्ट्रा है वो कहाँ से लाएंगे? तो इसमें क्या होता है, अभी जो आपके जो इंजीनियरिंग कोड के हिसाब से, इफ द एक्सपेंडिचर इज लाइक टू एक्सीड बियॉन्ड 10%, 10% तक तो अलाउड है। आपका एस्टिमेट कास्ट 5 करोड़ है, 5.5 करोड़ तक आप एक्सपेंडिचर कर सकते हैं। सो बियॉन्ड 10% देन यू नीड टू प्रिपेयर ए रिवाइज एस्टिमेट, आपको एक रिवाइज एस्टिमेट बनाना पड़ेगा। सो रिवाइज एस्टिमेट बनाने के बाद फिर वो सैंक्शन एडिशनल फंड्स आते हैं आपको। तो जो भी आपके जो 20% वाला है, उसमें अगर 20% हो रहा है तो उसको बोलना है इमीडिएटली, जो टेंडर कमेटी वाला ये सजेस्ट करना है कि भाई इसको इमीडिएटली आप रिवाइज एस्टिमेट बना लो, क्योंकि आपके जो एस्टिमेटेड कास्ट से 20% ज़्यादा हम अवॉइड कर रहे हैं, तो इसको कवर करने के लिए एक रिवाइज एस्टिमेट भी बनाना है।
नेक्स्ट
रिवाइज एस्टिमेट बनता है तो फिर आपको फंड्स ऑटोमेटिक आ जाते हैं।
नेक्स्ट वन
सर, ये हेलो,
हाँ बोलिए।
हेलो,
हाँ बोलिए।
हाँ सर, ये ग्लोबल टेंडर क्या होता है और इसमें नोटिस पीरियड और टेंडर वैल्यू क्या होगा?
ग्लोबल टेंडर वर्क्स में होता है, इसमें नहीं होता, ये सर ये स्टोर्स में होता है, वर्क्स में नहीं होता।
अच्छा, स्टोर, अच्छा।
नेक्स्ट
Sir, in 2025, a question was asked, what DPR is required to be submitted to Railway Board for sanction amount?
See, I was discussing about that major projects which are done by construction organization. Okay, so generally more than 150 crores proposals have to be processed to the board through DPR, detailed project report. Today, the DPR, there is no DPR now actually. It is called feasibility study or abstract, project abstract estimate. Project abstract estimate, DPR, feasibility study, or the FLS, final location survey, one and the same. So for all the major projects which are submitted to the board should be sent through a DPR, should be sent through a feasibility study or project abstract estimate or FLS. अब जो भी you can name anything there. You can name FLS, you can name DPR, you can name feasibility study, or you can also name the project abstract estimate as per our codes. So based on this 4 category, purpose is one only. The 4 names are different. Purpose is one. Purpose is what? Based on this DPR, based on this feasibility study, survey, or project of study estimate, the work will be approved at an appropriate level at the railway board level.
Okay,
This
so
is
the
major projects.
value is 150 crore.
More than 150 crores.
More
Generally,
than 150.
all the projects more than 150 crores.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
And the major construction projects, all new lines, double line, gauge conversion, multi-tracking, etc., etc.
Last one, NKG, please submit. Last one.
Sir, in direct acceptance case, sir, where the value is less than 50 lakh, if L1 is not suitable, sir, then and L2 is suitable and their value is also less than 50 lakh. So
There
can
are
we
two
directly
things.
accept?
I understood. There are two issues here. One is क्या है valid lowest tender. One means lowest हो गया, उसने EMD दिया है, उन्हें पूरा उसका जो ऑफर है रेस्पॉन्सिव है. Valid L1 है, कितना है 49 लाख है. तो वो एक्सेप्टेबल है या नहीं ये देखेगा. कौन देखेगा? एक्सेप्टिंग अथॉरिटी देखेगा. वैलिड जो है उन्होंने पूरा फुलफिल कर दिया है, बट वो जो सुटेबल है या नहीं ये जो एक्सेप्टिंग अथॉरिटी डिसाइड करेगा. जब मान लो उसको जो वैलिड L1 उसको बोल रहा है कि भाई तू काम नहीं कर सकता, तेरे को हटा दूंगा, तो फिर वो एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेगा. फिर इट हैज टू बी सीन बाय द कमिटी. वैलिड ऑफर इज डिफरेंट, एक्सेप्टेबल ऑफर इज डिफरेंट.
Yeah, next one. Yeah,
Good
please
evening,
quick.
Nagesh, we will see next week.
Yeah, last one, sir. Yeah, please quick. Please quick.
Good evening, sir.
ना बोलिए.
Tender validity period, whether it is 60 days or 90 days, sir.
60 days for single packet system. We discussed already. 60 days tender validity period for the single packet and 90 days for 2 packet.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for wonderful session and clarified many participants' queries. And we'll look for the second session also, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you, participants. Please join tomorrow morning practice session.
Thank you,
Hello.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, good night,
sir. Hello, sir. One question, sir.
Good night, sir.
And thank you, sir.
Hello, one question, sir.
Thanks. Thanks,
Yeah,
sir.
next session we'll
Sir,
check.
one question, sir.
Yeah, next
Good night, sir.
session we'll
Thank you,
check.
sir.
We have
Next
made
session
only
we'll
some 50% of that topics. We will discuss the remaining topics in the next class.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Okay, take
Thank
care.
you, sir. Thank you once again.
Thank you,
Thank you very much, sir.
More class.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good night.
Yes, sir.
Good night, sir. Good night, sir.
Good night.
Recording
you.